Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and read from my Bible because it's so close together that it's just easier if it's spread out for me to read and I don't get lost so much. But this is Galatians 2. Paul gets into the doctrine Christ versus religion. And this is Galatians 2, 14 through 21, I believe. Okay. But when I saw that they walked not uprightly according to the truth of the gospel, I said to Peter, before them all, if you being a Jew, live after the manner of Gentiles, and not as do the Jews, why compel you the Gentiles to live as do the Jews? We who are Jews by nature, and not sinners of the Gentiles, knowing that a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ. Even we have believed in Jesus Christ, that we might be justified by the faith of Christ, and not by the works of the law. For by the works of the law shall no flesh be justified. Amen. But if, while we seek to be justified by Christ, we ourselves also are found sinners, is therefore Christ the minister of sin? God forbid. For if I build again the things which I destroyed, I make myself a transgressor. Amen. For I through the law am dead to the law, that I might live to God. I am crucified with Christ. Nevertheless I live, yet not I, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain. Amen. Okay, verse by verse through Paul's rebuke. Now we're going to look more at what Paul actually said to Peter in his rebuke. When reading this, it can be difficult to discern where Paul stops talking to Peter and where Paul is editorializing on his rebuke in the epistle. But when I saw that they walked not uprightly according to the gospel, I said to Peter before them all, if you being a Jew live after the manner of Gentiles and not as do the Jews, why compel you the Gentiles to live as do the Jews? The Jews know that Peter has been eating with the Gentiles now because Paul is calling him out. Remember that Peter's actions affected everyone. Barnabas and the others all shrank back with him, and Paul called it hypocrisy. I've been in situations like this. When I was first saved, I was still a musician playing in bars. I remember the dilemma of seeing church friends while I was with my circle of musician friends. They'd see me in a circle of a bunch of people who were obviously smoking pot. Sometimes I was even smoking in that first year or so. Many times I wasn't, but I would pretend like I was not. I would try to clean myself up because the Christians are around. That's hypocrisy. You set up a standard that you're not living up to yourself. It is acting for the sake of religious people. Amen. Peter and the others were broadcasting the message to the Gentiles. Actually, we were wrong to be eating with you. In order for you guys to be right with God and be in the fellowship, you need to be circumcised. You need to follow Jewish customs. You need to listen to Moses. It turns out it's still like it used to be. The free gift of salvation isn't enough. Fellowship is only available to Jews and those who keep their ordinances. That is the message they were sending. Amen. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop there and maybe pick up tomorrow.